In this demo, we'll learn how to install and utilize AutoFac, a popular third-party container. We'll discuss how we configure ASP.NET Core to use this instead of the built-in Microsoft container. And we'll learn how the Microsoft container and AutoFac coordinate during startup. We'll conclude by migrating our Weather Forecaster registrations to use the AutoFac APIs. This clip won't be an in-depth look at using all of AutoFac's APIs and features, because that's really beyond the scope of this course. We'll start by installing the AutoFac NuGet package in the tennis booking application. We can open the NuGet package manager to search for this library. Under the Browse tab, we can search for AutoFac. Several results are returned, with the second in the list being the one we want. AutoFac.extensions.dependency injection provides the conforming container integration for ASP.NET Core. We'll select that and install the latest version. Once that completes, we can return to the program file to register the container. We'll call the useServiceProviderFactory method from the host to configure a factory that will be used to create the service provider for the application. We will use a new instance of the AutoFac Service Provider Factory, which requires a using directive for the AutoFac.extensions.dependency injection namespace. At this stage, we've configured the application to prefer the AutoFac container. None of our code needs to be changed yet, and at this point we can already run the application, which loads the home page correctly. All of the existing registrations are still valid, as they are made against the common iService collection interface and available from the AutoFac container. This is all well and good, but we probably want to take advantage of some of the AutoFac methods for registering services as well. Otherwise, there's no need to add it in the first place. Purely as an example, we'll do something relatively simple. Let's comment out the registrations for the iWeather Forecaster and its decorator, and we'll register these using the AutoFac container. The conforming container concepts expose a configure container method on the host to allow containers to expose their own feature set and APIs. This method is generic and takes a container builder type argument. We can use the container builder from the AutoFac library. We can now provide an action that configures the container using the builder. AutoFac provides various methods for configuring service registrations. We can specify a type that we wish to register as the implementation type, and then specify the interface that types may accept as their dependency. You'll notice that the design of the AutoFac Fluent API kind of reverses the order of implementation and service types. Finally, we specify the lifetime using the single instance method. Now, it's fair to argue at this point this is more of a boast than the registration we've just replaced. The power of AutoFac comes from how its Fluent methods may be combined for advanced scenarios. Another advantage of using AutoFac is that it supports the decorator pattern out of the box. We can call the registerDecorator method, providing the decorating type and the interface to decorate as type arguments. These changes should get us back to a working application. Let's test the application by hitting F5 to begin debugging. The breakpoint is hit, and if I step through, the result is loaded. We still have the decorated random weather forecaster up and running. By design, the Microsoft dependency injection container lacks some advanced container features that you may find yourself wanting or needing to use in more complex applications. As you've seen in this demo, it's very easy to swap out the Microsoft container with a more feature-rich third-party option. We don't have a need or justification for the advanced AutoFac features in this application, so I've shown this purely for completeness. The Microsoft container will likely meet the demands of most standard ASP.NET Core applications that you'll develop. With that, we've reached the end of the course. Congratulations! We've covered a lot of core concepts around the Microsoft dependency injection container in ASP.NET Core. Hopefully, I've shown you that we can begin relatively simply for many standard requirements using simple registrations in the program file. We've also covered some advanced application features that can be handled through more complex registrations and dependency injection. I've tried to structure this course so that you may revisit specific modules to recap specific features as you encounter them in your own applications. So all that remains is to say thank you for watching and see you next time.